difficult finding a job and trying to stay close to home instead of traveling. And then shortly after finally getting a job, I had a heart attack. Was it 3 months after finally
3 months
finding a job that I realized was, I'm going to stay with. So unfortunately, I was not able to work for 6 months. Do the surgery and everything else that came afterwards. So it's been a while where things have been changing for us, and financially not well changing for us. So there's been a lot of stress definitely at the house, and Andrew picks it up big time.
He doesn't really worry about that so much anymore, though. He used to ask about, Dad's job and were we poor and everything. And he just knows that one way or another, everything is going to be okay. And we're just going to keep going.
His job is to be a kid right now, and he's
right.
having a hard time accepting that.
Doesn't need to involve himself in what's going on with the grown-ups' lives right now. And I really worry what would have happened to Andrew, to tell you the truth, over this past school year if we hadn't had the kid care at the same time as Mike's heart attack. It's been so great for us because obviously we can afford to send Andrew here, and you guys have just been so kind to us and really just wanting to make our family stronger. I think that has been just wonderful. And for me, just feeling secure on Tuesdays and Thursdays, knowing Andrew's going to come here and that he will always be in a great mood when he gets home and have so much to tell us too. At that time, there was so much going on anyways, and I just knew that it would be good for Andrew to have some outside interest and something to look forward to when there was so much instability going on at home, and knowing his dad was so sick. These were just 2 days and he wouldn't even have to come home first and be reminded of what was going on there. He could just go straight from school to kid care, have a great time, and only then come back home and, hopefully with a more positive attitude.
Andrew first came to Kid Care, you could see he was analyzing everything, taking it all in. And one of the big changes I've noticed during rec, or in free play in particular, he would take time and observe everyone, but wouldn't interact. I really think now, after being at Kid Care America for several months, his confidence has grown, and he's much more comfortable here, and he takes part in the games we play. And to see him smiling and having fun really warms my heart.
Thing that he's probably mentioned more than any other thing has been the prayer time, which is interesting for us. We don't pray at home, we're not really religious people, but I think it's very comforting for Andrew.
I think it's helped him deal with our situation too, thinking that somebody's watching over him. He did seem to, when he came back and told me that he prayed about me, he seemed to sort of be a little bit more at peace, about the situation.
And maybe it's also because having other people praying with him, he realizes that I'm not alone. He never used to worry so much about everything. He's much more calm now, I think, and his writing skills and reading skills have improved so much. This year has just been sort of one of those exponential, growth years in his mental abilities and, his hand-eye coordination and everything. And I think that having, maybe someone other than Mike and I helping him with his homework every night has helped a little bit too, because maybe, we were getting frustrated with him and his inability to, form the letters properly or whatever, here. Just in the few months that it's been, he really has come a long way with that. To have a staff person for each student is just amazing. That's really wonderful. And as you say, to have it, generally and hopefully be the same person, that same mentor on a regular basis. That continuity, I think, is really important.
Past couple of years, there's been so much change going on that's hard for him to get consistency. That's always going to be there. So there's always going to be something happening. You can measure it whichever way you want to measure, but there's always going to be a challenge ahead of you. It's just to keep moving forward, keep taking on those challenges.
Andrew's a really great kid, and it's really an honor for Kid Care America to support his family during a time of transition and really a crisis point in their lives.